In order to understand our next Gemara, we need to look at the Psukim in Shemot, Chaf Aleph, Psukim Chaf Bet through Chaf Hey. Again, part of Gemara, Torah Sheba'al Peh, is to help us understand what the Torah Shebechtav wants from us. So the Psukim tell us that when people are fighting with each other, Chianatzu Anashim, V'nakfu Isha Hara, V'yatzu Yalda, two people are fighting, and they bang into a woman, and she's pregnant, and she has a miscarriage. Lo Yia Osan Onosh Yonosh, and nothing else happens. Kasher Yashis Alav Bala Isha V'nasam B'pilim. So a person has to pay for the loss of life, and again, for any of the damages that were done to this person. V'im Osim, and if any harm follow, Yia V'nata Nefesh Tachas Nefesh, that means, God forbid, what if she dies from this accident that happened when people were fighting? So a person would have to compensate her for her life. Nefesh tachas nefesh means we don't take a life for a life, but whatever her monetary value would be, that's what the person would have to pay. Ayin tachat ayin, shein tachat shein, eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, yad tachat yad, hand for a hand, regel tachat regel, and a foot for a foot. Again, each limb has a certain value, and the person would have to compensate that person for the loss of those particular limbs, whether it was just an eye, a tooth, a hand, or foot. And each one, again, has a different value. A person can't get around if they're missing a foot, or they're not going to get around as fast. And then we come to the following. Kivia tachas kivia, a burning for a burning. Petza tachas petza, a wound for a wound. Chabura tachat chabura, and a stripe for a stripe, meaning a hit for a hit. Again, chabura could also mean type of a wound also. Anyway, our Gemara is going to focus on petza tachas petza. It seems to be redundant. If you're already telling me that I have to pay for kviya, or I have to pay for chabura, why do I need the word petza tachas petza? Why do we need that phrase? And that's where our Gemara is going to pick up the conversation. Now Gemara continues. Minna hani mili. From where do we know these words? Meaning, how do you know that you have to pay for damages that you inflicted by accident? Basically, how are you chayiv for nezek when it was done b'shogeg? Amar Chizkiya, Chizkiya taught us, v'chein tana debe Chizkiya, and the same, it was taught in the house, in the yeshiva of Chizkiya, Amakra, because the pasuk says, petza tachas petza, a wound for a wound. Lechayve ala shogeg kemezit. A person is liable for shogeg like mezit. Val ones keratzon. And a person would be chayiv for ones. That means ones is something that happened beyond your control. Keratzon, just like it was in your control. From the words petza tachas petza, we learned that a person is chayev for shogeg like mezid and ones like ratzon. Hami bayale litain sar b'malkam nezek. The Gemara questions. Hami bayale. I thought we need the pasuk of petza tachas petza to teach us litain sar b'malkam nezek, that you have to pay for tsar even when you're paying for nezek. Imkain, if that's the case, lichtov kra, the pasuk then should have just said petza bipetza, a wound for a wound. My tachat petza, what is used the word tachat in place of a petza? Shma mina tarte. We learn both halachot. We learn, number one, that you have to pay for nezek even when it's shogeg, and you have to learn, we also learn that you even pay for tsar, even if you already pay for nezek, you still have to pay for tsar as well. You can't say, I paid for nezek, I don't have to pay the person tsar. So again, we learn from petza, tachas petza, two things. Number one, that you pay nezek for shogeg, and two, you pay for tsar even when you already paid for nezek.